Hello everybody. So we are coming at you from our house after the virtual Toyota spring unveiling event where they unveiled two new vehicles, the Sienna and the Venza. Now this is a pretty big deal, of course. Now they probably would have came out perhaps at the New York Auto Show, but obviously this is the best that we're going to get as a virtual unveiling at this point. So let's talk about the Sienna. That obviously is something that we've been waiting for to be redesigned for several years now. As the current Sienna is getting a little old, at this point, it's like 6 or 7 years
Still pretty
old.
stylish,
Yeah.
but it is definitely getting old. And it was time for a redesign, with newer stuff like the Honda Odyssey. It's actually getting a refresh this year. So, even new products are getting refreshes. So it's definitely time for this new Sienna. And I have to say, I'm pretty excited with what Toyota has done for this all-new 2021 model.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's going to be pretty darn exciting, especially for a minivan. They're really kind of rejuvenating what people think of with the minivan. The big thing with that, hybrid only. So that's kind of the first thing that really struck me, is that Toyota's got rid of the regular V6 engine. So you're going to get the hybrid powertrain as standard equipment. And with that comes huge benefits in fuel economy. 33 miles per gallon combined is what they're estimating that it will be rated at once it comes out. And I mean, that's a crazy fuel economy number. We're talking something that is gigantic, 3 rows.
Minivans, if I remember correctly, most of them fall in around 21, 22 miles a gallon combined. So as you're, looking at about 11 mpg better than that. So, definitely a lot of savings, especially in, a family-focused vehicle like a Sienna.
And for those of you who want to know the specifications of that, they didn't get super specific in the press release, but it will have a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with all of your hybrid componentry, and that's going to together produce 243 horsepower. So that's going to be a pretty substantial reduction in power from the outgoing generation, but a huge increase in fuel economy. And I'm guessing that that's a trade-off most minivan buyers would be willing to make. Now they didn't mention it specifically, but just like with all other Toyota hybrids, it should be paired with a continuously variable transmission, and all-wheel drive is going to be available on the Sienna, which of course the current generation already had it, but that's still a pretty rare feature for minivan.
So all of the trim levels are going to be pretty stylish, but you do have the now sport-focused XSE trim. I guess it just replaces the SE trim from last year.
That's going to be the ultimate swagger wagon.
Yeah.
And there is also going to be a platinum model, which of course is going to be focused on the highest caliber of luxury, and that packs in a lot of class exclusive features. Now I'll tell you some of these cool features. Like I said, some of them are class exclusive, some of them are just really nice to have.
Yeah.
So one of the really cool ones is you have kick to open side doors. So the same way that you kick underneath the tailgate, you can kick and open and close the side doors. There is going to also be a vacuum cleaner. Of course, the Odyssey has had that for a little while. We have a rear camera mirror, which is good for big vehicles like the minivan. And then you also have a 10-inch color head-up display. Now let's talk about the design of the interior itself. I have to say, first impression, I was like, dang, that looks pretty good. It's actually quite stylish. There's a little bit of resemblance to the Highlander, but really it's mostly a unique design in the way that everything flows and stuff. One of the interesting things about it is this raised console. So with a lot of vans, they put like the shifter and stuff up, right? Well, what Toyota did is actually raised up the whole console, so you have like your usual stuff kind of arranged like you expect, your shifter and your cup holders. And then you have a gigantic pass-through. So you still have like the same amount of storage, but you kind of bring everything up to a more convenient place. Additionally, they've made this really cool like sweeping design. So this part actually reminds me a lot of modern Lincolns, like the Lincoln Navigator, where you have a armrest in leather and another armrest in leather, and then you have this wood piece that passes through and flows seamlessly with the rest of the console. But it really makes for a cool and nice look. As far as different things inside the interior, you'll be looking at a 9-inch display that's actually going to be standard, so that's a nice touch. You also have available 360-degree camera system, which I believe is the first time that's offered on the Sienna.
Now, as far as some of the last things that we need to talk about, Toyota does throw in Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 as standard across all of the Siennas. So that's definitely a good thing to see, the safety systems being standard across all of the boards.
Especially for a minivan.
Yeah, exactly. Something very family focused. And then just final conclusions, talking about the Sienna, I have to say I'm going to have to give this an A+. I really like the exterior styling. The interior looks pretty premium. And Toyota,
a lot of cool features.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of cool features. You know, like I said, I really like the way that it looks as well, which is good for a minivan, and also you know, from a company that also makes that weird Alphard, is that what it's called in Japan? That thing is hideous. Yeah, you know, definitely good first impression. I can't wait for it to actually see it in person.
And we get to drive that hybrid powertrain. I'm very interested to see how that is on a minivan. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe now. And we'll be doing a review on this all-new 2021 Sienna, hopefully soon.
As soon as we can. No on-sale date has been officially announced, and I will add that the pricing has not been officially announced either.